You want Claude in your project, and the docs offer you a CLI, 7 SDKs, client libraries, agent libraries. Which one do you actually need? In this video, we sort the whole toolbox: the Ant command line tool, the client SDKs with working code in Python and TypeScript, the agent layer above them, and a decision framework so you know exactly which door your project should walk through. Everything verified against the official docs as of August 2026. Let's draw. Here's the picture that makes everything click. At the bottom, there is one thing: the Claude API, the messages endpoint. Everything else is a door into it. Door 1, the Ant CLI, for your terminal and your scripts. Door 2, the client SDKs, for your application code, 7 languages. Door 3, the agent layer, the agent SDK and managed agents, when you need a full agent loop with tools and a runtime. Same house, 3 doors. You pick by where the call happens: a shell, your app, or an autonomous agent. One confusion to clear immediately, because the word CLI is doing double duty. Ant is the Claude API command line tool. Every API endpoint becomes a shell subcommand. It's for scripting, automation, and operations. Claude Code is something else entirely, an agentic coding tool, the agent that writes and edits code for you, with its own loop, tools, and sandboxing. Fun fact: Claude Code can itself shell out to Ant for API operations. The one-liner to remember: Ant is shell access to the API. Claude Code is an agent that codes. Today we're covering Ant, the SDKs, and the libraries around them. Let's start with the door most projects use: the client SDKs. 7 official ones: Python, installed as Anthropic; TypeScript at anthropic-ai/SDK, plus Java, Go, Ruby, C#, and PHP. Each is idiomatic, typed for its language, but they all wrap the same messages API, so knowledge transfers. Learn one, and the others read like translations. And if your language isn't on the list, plain curl always works. It's just HTTP underneath. Why use an SDK instead of raw HTTP? Because of the plumbing you don't write. Typed calls and responses, so your editor auto-completes the API. Streaming built in. The SDK handles the server-sent events. Automatic retries, twice by default on transient failures, connection errors, timeouts, conflicts, rate limits, and server errors. Typed exceptions, so you catch rate limit error as a class instead of string matching error messages. Auth resolution from the environment, plus batches, file uploads, token counting, and tool use helpers. Every one of those is a bug you don't get to write. Here's the entire Python quick start, and I mean entire. Pip install Anthropic. Import it. Create a client, no arguments. It reads your API key from the environment. Then client.messages.create, max tokens, a messages list with one user message, hello Claude, and the model, here Claude Opus 5, exactly as in the official docs. That's a complete working call. One tip from the docs: model IDs evolve, so check the current one with Ant models list before you copy examples. The same thing in TypeScript, and notice it's practically a transliteration. npm install at anthropic-ai/SDK. Import Anthropic, new Anthropic, and await client.messages.create with the same 3 fields. It runs on node 20 and up, Dino, Bun, Cloudflare Workers, Vercel Edge, even browsers if you explicitly opt in. This is the point of official SDKs. The API shape stays constant, only the language idiom changes. 2 patterns you'll use in every real project. Streaming. Python gives you a stream context manager. Iterate the text stream and flush it to the user as it arrives. TypeScript has the same with .onText events. Use it for anything user-facing and for any long output. It also sidesteps the default 10-minute request timeout. and errors. Catch the typed exceptions, most specific first, rate limit error, authentication error, and remember the SDK already retried transient failures twice before you ever see them. Log the request ID when something fails. Support can trace it. Now, door 1, the terminal. Install with brew install Anthropic's tap and on Mac OS, a one-line download on Linux. And then every API endpoint is a subcommand, and messages create with a model, max tokens, and a message, and Claude answers right there in your shell. Compared to curl, you get typed flags, YAML bodies instead of handwritten JSON, and file inlining. It is the fastest way to prototype a prompt before you write a single line of application code. Authentication, 2 ways. Interactive, env-auth login opens your browser, does OAuth, and stores a profile locally. No static key to leak, and the SDKs pick up that same profile automatically. Or the classic, export Anthropic API key, which is what servers and CI use. Now the trap the docs warn about. If that environment variable is set, it silently overrides every profile. If your requests ever hit the wrong workspace, run env-auth status first. It tells you exactly which credential won and why. 3 moves that turn Ant into a real scripting tool. 1. Transform, a JSON path that reshapes the response. On list endpoints, it runs per item. So Ant Beta Agents list with transform ID, name, model gives you clean JSON lines. 2. -R strips the quotes from a string result, so you can capture an ID straight into a shell variable. 3. The @ inlines a file into any field, @./prompt.txt, and the CLI handles encoding, even base 64 for binaries. Add piped YAML bodies, a browsable explore view, and auto-pagination, and your shell becomes an API console. Here's the pattern the docs recommend for teams, and it's worth adopting early. Control plane, the static resources, agent definitions, environments, deployments, live as YAML files in your repo, and the CLI applies them. Agent beta create from bot.yaml, updated from CI. Data plane, the live traffic, sessions, messages, streaming, goes through the SDK in your application code. Static things in Git through the CLI. Per request things in code through the SDK. Clean separation, easy audits, no ClickOps. Door 3, for when request response isn't enough and you need an agent. 3 options, all on the same API. The client SDK's tool runner. The SDK runs the loop over tools you define, with per-turn hooks for approvals and logging, available in all 7 languages, the lightweight choice. The Claude Agent SDK, the full Claude Code harness as a library, 40+ built-in tools, subagents, hooks, sessions, Python and TypeScript, self-hosted, I made a full video on it, and managed agents. Anthropic hosts the loop and a persistent sandbox, driven over REST, built for long-running and scheduled work. The difference is who supplies the harness and who hosts it. The decision framework, top to bottom. Just request response, classify, chat, extract. Plain client SDK, you're done. Don't overbuild. An agent that needs your custom tools, or a language beyond Python and TypeScript, the tool runner. An agent with built-in file and shell tools on your own infrastructure, the agent SDK. Long-running, scheduled, hosted by Anthropic, managed agents. Locked into AWS, Google Cloud, or Azure, each has a dedicated client variant, Bedrock, Vertex, Foundry. And when tools should be reusable or third-party, Slack, GitHub, Linear, add MCP at whichever layer you chose. How it all fits in one real project, the checklist. Auth from the environment, export the key once. How it all fits in one real project, the checklist. Auth from the environment, export the key once. SDKs and CLI both find it. Never hardcode. SDK in the app, CLI for ops and for prototyping prompts. Stream anything user-facing. Catch typed exceptions, most specific first, and log request IDs. Pull the cost levers. Batch what can wait, cache what repeats, count tokens before the big sends. And graduate gradually. Start with plain calls, add the tool runner when the model needs your tools, move to the agent SDK when you need the full harness, and to managed agents when you want it hosted. Don't start at the top. That's the Claude toolbox. One API underneath, the Ant CLI for your terminal, 7 client SDKs for your code, and an agent layer when the job outgrows request response. The takeaway: one API, pick your door, and graduate only when the project demands it. If this untangled the docs for you, like and subscribe. There's a whole series here, including the Agent SDK deep dive that continues exactly where this video ends. And tell me in the comments, which door is your project using today? Thanks for watching.